What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. You guys been following along on the channel know that we're building a junkyard 387 stroker build here on the channel. And we've been waiting on this box for, I don't know, probably about 2 months. So if you're curious about what's inside this box, stick around. Let's get over to the machine shop, meet up with Dave, and I'll show you the big update that we have for the channel. See you soon. Tell you what, it is absolutely freezing here in Ohio. So if you didn't know already, we are heading into the machine shop because we have cylinder heads picked out for the channel here. And we've been waiting on these springs forever. I could see some of the solid roller springs that were pulled out of these cylinder heads, and I'll show you guys here in a second what we're looking at. So we got the TrickFlow TFS 16315, and these are the cylinder heads that we went with, the Anderson Ford Motorsports. These are like old school TrickFlows. We got to redo them a little bit. They came with solid roller springs, and Dave over here at the shop is going to open up the box, and we're going to make sure that these springs are good for this build. So we figured we would check valve springs before we actually did any machine work too much to them. So we're checking.
So raw height is 1860 on the intake.
These are old school TrickFlow guys, so I don't even think they even make these anymore. But the guy we got them from, I think they had a little bit of port job done with them at Anderson Ford Motorsport. He already knew what they flowed, like 310 or something like that. That's gonna really flow pretty good.
About 830 on the exhaust. So that's what we're working with. Anyway.
Cobra jet. Hell yeah. So what'd you say? These are what came on?
That's what came on it.
These are solid roller, you said?
Mm-hmm.
And those won't work in hydraulic, right?
Well, we don't need that much spring pressure for what we're doing.
That's correct. And you had to change a valve, or you have to change a valve.
It fits a lot better.
Does it?
Mm-hmm.
So what'd you find out on the spring tester over there in the coil bond?
Well, we're going to have to run about 100,000 shim.
Okay.
On the exhaust and 130 on the intake.
Yeah.
A lot of shimming. If there's deep pockets, I guess it's not a big deal.
So these springs will work for us.
Yeah, they're a good spring.
All right.
Got to shim the crap out of it.
Yeah. These heads are definitely going to flow pretty well for what we got going on, huh?
I haven't had a chance to really look at these yet.
The valves?
That valve is garbage.
Yeah, you can feel the lip in it.
Huge lip.
Mm-hmm. Maybe that was just that one cylinder.
Well, these all have a lot of streaking on them. They're not gonna run your nail across it. You feel all the streakiness.
Yeah, right.
The next question is what the guides actually look like.
So you got that, what is that, it's like a valve guide tool?
It's a gauge.
The gauge.
Yeah.
So what is this actually doing right now? It's checking the straightness of the guide?
Well, it's checking size.
Size, yeah.
So that's the size that the guide, where it's not worn, it's 2/1000 clearance.
Mm-hmm.
As you get out here towards the stem end of it, it grows to 3+.
So what do you think?
So the guides are whooped out pretty good.
What would something like that cost to replace, though? If somebody was to come in here and...
Well, the guides are about $10 a piece.
Wow.
So that's $160 just for the guides.
Not including probably a set of valves, too.
We measured this valve up where it's not really worn on anything yet. It's measuring 339, but then, so that's that. So then you come down here towards the combustion chamber end of it, and you're 2/1000ths off. So we had 1/1000ths taper in the guide, and we got 2/1000ths taper on the valve stem. So we've got 2/1000ths clearance at the top, and like
To edit the shit out of that. That's the longest pause.
It's math.
It's
about
math.
7/1000ths clearance by the time it gets down to the chamber, which means the valve's just flopping all over creation.
Right, so that needs guides and valves, huh?
So that valve didn't look bad, but shit, that thing's got 2/1000ths of stem taper in it, so that thing's junk. And then this,
So much for getting a deal on a set of heads, right?
so here, you know, again, this is another intake. It's way down at just about 14 there, and you come up here at the top, it's at 16, just like the other one. So again, you got 2/1000ths taper on that stem. This is where the value of a new cylinder head comes in, because everything is new.
Mm-hmm.
It may not even, depending on what you're buying, it may not be the best quality necessarily, but at least the guides are straight, the valves are straight,
Yeah.
the springs aren't whooped out. You just don't know what you're getting into with something like this, and this is easy to fix. I mean, it's not a problem to fix it.
Right,
it's
right.
just the cost.
Right, because I mean, what are we looking at? We're looking at the springs were 100, guides are $10 a piece, so that's 160. How much are valves?
Well, a cheap valve is going to be about $10 a piece. You know, the valves can be anywhere up to. These ones here are not necessarily the cheap valves.
Now you can see the taper in that. Look.
That one, well, you can see the groove.
Right. So what'd you pull out there? An AFR 208 valve?
They could probably use the bigger valve.
All right, guys. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I know it was kind of boring and whatever. You know, some people don't like this sort of stuff. They just want to drop it off and get it fixed, right? They don't want to build.
That is true.
But I hope I showed you guys some important information. Sometimes you get a deal. You know, we paid $700 for them. We're still happy about it. We're over here on the computer looking up valves. We're going to be in valves about, I don't know, $200, $150. Set of bronze guides is probably going to run us about another 100.
Parts and labor are going to be about $500.
Yeah. I mean, and he's doing this for the 387 stroker build because you guys have yet to see where that motor's going. So, you know, again, he was just talking about we got 700 in it, got about another 500 in parts. You know, if you had a little bit of labor, you'd still be in it, $1,500 for a set of $2,500 heads that actually have been touched up quite a bit professionally and look really well. So, you know, we're gonna get busy on them. I got another video coming out this week with the 387 because we got to get the bottom end ready for these cylinder heads. We're T-minus close getting this thing in the car and getting it fired up. So stay tuned, guys. Give me a thumbs up below. Check out that join button for club membership as they see exclusive content here on the channel. So we will see you guys soon in the next video. Thanks for watching.